All right, so we spent some time introducing the product and the quotient rules, but I tried to stick to pretty simple versions of them. If you want to see some messier problems with product and quotient rules, and I'm sure you do, well, we just got one, and trust me, one is enough. So what happens when you have to use both of them together? Notice that we have a product in the numerator, and of course we also have a quotient because of the denominator. So there's a product rule inside of a quotient rule right here. So let's call this numerator f and this denominator g. Then we know because of the quotient rule that we got low d high minus high d low, square the bottom and away we go. That's all well and great. The problem is finding f prime is going to take a couple other steps. So f of t is t squared e to the t. We need to find the derivative, but again, there's a function here being multiplied by a second function. So we're going to have to call, well, we already have an f and g. We can't use the same letters again. We could use a and b if you wanted to. There's a couple of things that we could do. I don't have too many colors available on this program either, but yeah, we can call this a and we can call this b. Well, then f prime of t is going to be a prime b plus a b prime using the product rule. Okay, so what is the derivative of a? That's the power rule. It's just 2t times the original b, which is e to the t, plus the original a, which is t squared, times the derivative of b. We know the derivative of an exponential function is itself. So there we have f prime, and now we can start putting everything together. So g was the natural log of t times f prime, which is all this nonsense that we just wrote down, minus f, which is t squared times e to the t, times g prime, the derivative of a logarithmic function, is the reciprocal, 1 over t. Sorry, it's not quite fitting. 1 over t. All divided by g squared, which is the natural log of t. And now, all that's left is to simplify. Usually we expand the top and try to refactor. We'll leave the bottom factored. I'm going to move myself over here so I have a little bit more room. Okay, so when we expand the top, we FOIL this out. We're going to get 2t e to the t times the natural log of t plus t squared e to the t times the natural log of t. Now notice that the second thing right here can simplify a little bit. We have a t squared times a 1 over t. That's the same thing, they cancel out a little bit, as t times e to the t. Nice. The denominator is still the same. Now, if we can, we'll factor the numerator and clean it up. Does anything in the numerator shared across all three terms? Yeah. All three terms have a t and an e to the t. We'll factor it out. T e to the t. What's left over? We took out a t and we took out an e to the t. We took out one of the t's and we took out an e to the t here. So when we factor this out, what's left over? It's just 2 ln t plus t ln t minus 1. And we'll double check to see if there's anything else that we can factor out of here. And there's not. We can almost factor out a natural log, but this term doesn't have a natural log, so this is fully simplified. Again, if you can get to this point, big kudos. If you can get to this point, I'm really happy. Okay, so this is a real messy problem. If you can get here, that's wonderful. Realistically, you should be able to use the product and the quotient rule. For the messier stuff, that's not going to be super common in this class. This is just an opportunity for you to see something a little messier, because I don't want to only do like simpler problems on the videos. Let me know if you have questions about something like this, or if you're nervous about what you might be expected to do, and I'll be able to answer them. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.